Welcome to the Business Lounge. Now, we speak to a lot of people on this website who have been very successful in their own business. We speak to a lot of people who are starting their own business and maybe need a little bit of help. But where does that help come from? What about the groups or the bodies or the associations or the trade unions that help us as business people get on and get the most out of our business? Well, there's an organisation that you may well have heard of called the Chamber of Commerce. There are chambers all over the country, and indeed there is the British Chambers of Commerce as well, the federal body at the top. Bruce Massey is the Membership and Business Manager of the Hull and Humber Chamber of Commerce, and it's good to see you, and thank you very much. And the thing that intrigues me about the Hull and Humber Chamber of Commerce, which I didn't know, is that it's actually one of the oldest.
Yes, the one in Hull was formed in 1837 when there were problems in the old town of Hull with loading ships, etc. And a group of business people got together and formed a body all those years ago. And it's been going ever since, and in the meantime it's become a limited company and joined in with the chambers, merged with the chambers from Grimsby, Scunthorpe and surrounding areas.
And what is the point of the chamber today? If you had to sum it up in one sentence, what would it be?
It's to help support and promote all the local businesses in the Humber region for the good of everybody, for the good of the local economy, to enhance the job situation, etc. Our mission is to promote local business and make the area a wealthy area.
You have a huge area to cover, don't you?
It's
north and south of the river.
Correct, it's what used to be Humberside. We also have an office in Grimsby as well as one in Hull, and we have 1,500 member companies across the area.
How busy does that make your job?
It's very busy. It's open-ended really. We could work a lot more hours, recruiting members among the companies who aren't members, but it's over 20 networking events to organise every year, a dozen publications, recruiting new members. The most important thing of all is to keep the current ones happy, to retain the membership, and it is busy, yes. But we're like that.
But how effective can you be? Because there will be maybe people watching this who are saying, actually, the only way you get on in business is to make your own luck. You've got to get out there yourself and do it and not rely on organisations like the Chamber.
Well, I won't say that they need necessarily rely on us, but we can help them do the other bit you said, which is to get out there and meet people through all our very busy networking events, to gain them contacts. And the bottom line in this day and age especially is to gain them business. We can help them do that. We're a quick way into these 1,500 local companies who are our members.
And what sort of businesses are members?
Every type imaginable. 121-man bands, including a magician who does business events, right through up to and including about 70 of the 80 biggest companies in the area, the more blue chip type companies like Smith & Nephews, Reckitt's, Chorus, Conoco, Guardian Glass, KC, all members of the Chamber. 80,000 staff work for a Chamber member across the Humber region, which is nearly a third of the working population.
And expensive?
It starts at £99 for a one-man band to over 800 for over 500 companies. All the 55 chambers in the country calculate the fees per year based on the total number of staff.
I mentioned that there's a network, isn't there, of chambers of commerce all over. Yes. So whether there's someone watching this in Manchester or Liverpool or London or wherever, there will be a chamber for them.
Definitely.
But there's also I was going to say governing body, not a governing body or just a head body, the British Chambers.
So it's a governing body. You're right, there are 54 chambers throughout the UK. Every square inch of the UK is covered by a chamber, wherever you are, Shetland Isles to Land's End or London. There will be a chamber in your area. I would encourage people to join the local chamber. Well, you can join anyone you like, actually. There is an organisation which is the federal body called British Chambers of Commerce, of which all the chambers are affiliated or accredited. And what they do is they lobby on a national basis, as we do locally and regionally, for all the over 100,000 companies that are members altogether.
And together, do they have quite a force? Do the chambers have quite a force together? Because you talk about lobbying, and there is, at the moment, certainly a heck of a lot to lobby about. How much are they listened to?
A lot, because if something significant is happening in the economy, interest rates might go up or inflation's leapt, then you might see the Director General of the BCC being interviewed on television, all the papers, because he or she, whoever it is at the time, can do in fact represent over 100,000 companies. And the government, political leaders, other bodies like that will listen to somebody who is the voice of all those people, and we do that locally, representing 1,500 local businesses. So political bodies, MPs, police, etc. listen to what we have to say, because what we're trying to do is create the environment for the local companies to thrive in business but some of the things are a bit out of their control, whether it's bridge tills or A116 to Immingham, and we can lobby for them and try and get them what they want.
What about, I mean, I know one of the big issues at the moment, one of the big news stories at the moment, as far as the Hull and Humber region is concerned, is the renewables industry, with the news that Siemens has announced that Hull is the preferred port to build their wind farms. Is the Chamber getting involved in that news as well? Well,
it's more our policy department than me, to be quite honest, but definitely our renewables is the new buzzword, and our policy department is getting involved in helping our members benefit the most, as well as the whole of the local community benefit the most from that when it hopefully happens. Well, starting now, actually.
The Chamber's been here since 1837, as you say.
In Hull, yes.
Do you see it being here in
yes,
another
I think
100
so. Touch wood, we're quite healthy. You know, despite the recession, the Chamber's thriving. Lots of members, new members are coming on every day virtually, and it'll be here for a long, long time to come. We're only actually the guardians and the trustees for the time we're there.
But do you battle against technology? I mean, one of the reasons for this very website, of course, is about networking. It's about putting businesses in touch. You're competing, if you like, against websites like this. Will there always be a need for a physical body in a block of flats, or in an office block, rather?
There will always be a need. For a start, I think it's statistically true that if you meet someone face-to-face, you're more likely to do business with them. It's particularly as the fees for being Chamber members aren't that high. It's a very good value for money way of getting new business, and people always realise that. We're not competing with new technology. We use it ourselves all the time, every day, and it's a good thing. Anything that enhances businesses' prospects is a good thing.
So if I wanted to join the Chamber now, what could I expect from you?
Well, there are 4 areas of benefits for a company to be members. For a start, all your staff are members. It isn't one person. So whether 2 of you or 2,002, all your staff are members. The 4 areas are: we have a training company, which is a limited company in its own right. They would help you develop your staff, very often at cheaper rates, to do day courses such as deal with difficult customers, receptionist skills, hazardous chemicals, all sorts of things to help you develop your company in that way. We have a very busy department called International Trade Centre that helps members export abroad with lots of advice, trade missions abroad, often match funded by the government, seminars on how to deal with in Iraq and Iran at the moment, to help people. That's to help the local economy itself, people exporting the products, documentation, half-price documentation to get products through customs. Policy department, which is a department which lobbies for the members over issues that affect the businesses to create the environment.
So there's a lot that you offer, but you also mentioned about, you know, good business is about buying into the person as well as the organisation. Right. Why you? I mean, what's your background? Well,
I'm a local lad, really, born and brought up in Allaby, and went to Wolverhampton School, got 5 O levels, started a dead-end family job. There was no female family member to marry. So I did 2 A levels at night class and used those to do business studies degree, finished in mid-80s, and since then I've been at the Chamber 10 years. Before that I was 20 years in commerce and industry, 17 years sales and 3 years in buying.
So you've had you've had an industrial background, if you like, commerce and buying
commercial really, buying and selling.
How important do you think that is? I mean, do you think that sets you up better to be able to deal with the people who are ringing you up saying, can you help me?
Well, I think so, because I like to think I can speak to, I know what they want, I know what they're after. They're after a profitable company, and we can help them provide that. I can speak to them in their own language to a large extent. The 4th area of benefit of being members is we help them market to 1,500 fellow members with very busy networking events, publications, various methods of getting the message across to companies. They're 1,500 fellow members, that's what we're here for. So that's largely what I've done in the past myself, and in the coal face, as it were, so I can help them do that. A lot of people think the Chamber of Commerce is part of the council, and there isn't a very good perception, or there hasn't been a very good perception out there of what we actually do, which is a great opportunity, because once we tell business people what we actually do, then, you know, they do join the Chamber in large numbers. So it's getting that message out across. So
is there an image issue with the Chamber then, that it is seen as almost like a quango?
Well, I think so, which we're not a quango. We aren't a quango. We are autonomous. So, and I think a lot of people out there, with due respect, do think that we are part of the council, and it's maybe a bit stuffy or something like that. But I invite them free of charge to the first networking event, and they think, wow, you know, everyone's a lot younger than I thought, and It's half female, and they're all very relaxing and social.
And I mean, are you building on your membership? You've mentioned 1,500 members at the moment. How many roughly do you have year on year?
Year on year at the moment, it's probably staying even because of the recession, and whether we like it or not, companies are going bust and shutting down the whole branch, and people are retiring early because of the recession. So if we can keep things on an even keel and then grow again, you know, very soon when the recession stops being so harsh, then you know, that's not a bad thing. But obviously we aim for the best all the time. We're all for that.
Well, continued success to you, Bruce. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Bruce Massey.